Critical Communications World 2016 in Amsterdam, and we're at BEC Technologies, and we're talking to D'Andre Ladson. He is responsible for product management. He's director of product management. D'Andre, this is the second time you're at the show. Last year you had a corner stand, I can remember. You now have a fantastic booth. So does that change your focus on the business, on the industry, and on the area here in Europe and outside Europe?
Yeah, I think by the nature of the size of our booth, this year we've got a larger focus on the show per se. And I think from the feedback from the visitors to the booth, there's a lot of interest and focus in LTE this year that was not prevalent last year. So we're having a lot more interest in terms of LTE products and LTE technology in general, and how that's going to integrate with Tetra. So this year is very promising for us, a lot of visitors, and we're really happy to be here.
Okay, and talking about LTE, can you explain a little bit more about what your solution exactly compromises?
Okay, so the base of our solutions are all EUs, end-user equipment, so they're all routers. Form factors include indoor solutions that are typically built for business continuity, enterprise applications. There's outdoor solutions, more of a rugged IP67 hardened type enclosure, more so for critical communications. Some of those applications would be oil and gas, remote monitoring, etc. And then there's a slew of end-to-end products. One in particular is the indoor solution that's 2 gigabit ports and also LTE. And that's more for digital signage, remote video surveillance, or even ATM type of applications. And the one that's more of a priority for this show is our MX1000. It's an in-vehicle product. It's got dual SIM, dual radios, so it can be connected to 2 carriers simultaneously, or a private infrastructure or commercial carrier. So you could have true failover from a cellular standpoint, or if you need to aggregate or increase the bandwidth, you can combine both of those carriers into one to increase the bandwidth. That's followed up with 4 gigabit ports, USB, 802.11n hotspot, captive portal functionality, and all these products are tied together with our cloud management solutions. So not only can it do the typical functionality in terms of firmware updates, device reboots, and configuration. I think one of our competitive advantages in our cloud-based management system is the RF characteristics. So we're able to take a historical approach and diagram of all the RF characteristics, so the carrier can get more of a troubleshooting or understanding of what's happening from the user subscriber standpoint, because typically from the core side you get a lot of diagnostics and analytics on what's going on from the core, but typically from the end user perspective all you hear is that, primarily from the subscriber, that lack of connection speed is no good, et cetera, but from our devices we're able to display RSSI, RSRQ, SINAR. We're able to tell which group of devices are near cell or on the edge, number of devices consuming the most bandwidth. So I think as a unique perspective for our cloud, we're giving the carrier more information from the UE so they can understand what the subscriber is actually seeing in remote management.
Okay, so more enhanced products, more tailor-made products, and more flexible products.
Correct.
All right. So you were at IWCE 2016, or this year. Is there a big difference between the show you see here and at Critical Communications World?
Well, I think the obvious difference is the focus in terms of IWCE is more a U.S.-centric show, and CCW is more the rest of the world. So if you look at the differences right off the bat, there's more prevalent LTE deployments and use case and applications stateside in the U.S. And for CCW, and obviously for European countries, Tetra is more prevalent. But we're starting to see the merging or integration of both. Even at IWCE, there's a lot of U.S. companies and some of the municipalities and providers looking at Tetra as well from a secure voice standpoint, up until the point to where we get VoLTE, where it needs to be more secure. And then obviously from CCW standpoint, these guys are heavy into Tetra already, and they're looking at LTE from a high data bandwidth or video standpoint. So I think from both shows, countrysides, we'll see a combination of both to integrate both products to get the best of both benefits from both.
I'm looking forward to speak to you next year, talk about the progress the company has made, and I wish you a very good show for today, well, for the rest of the day and for tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you for your time. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to everyone.
Thank you.